Shito. Yeah, in Shito. And the length to which we went to prevent seniors from eating our food. There was one day I woke up in the morning and I found tins of mackerel and sardine on the lawn because I think overnight one of the juniors had thrown his sardines on the lawn to escape capture by some hungry seniors. So early in the morning, then he comes and picks it up and go and puts it in the chop box. So anytime they go to the chop box room in the evening, they open. There's no sardine there. The sardines on the lawns.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. So the SHS Freshers reported of that. Ban on used electrical appliances to reduce electricity costs, claims the Energy Commission. And ECOWAS, AU, and Commonwealth Observer missions commend Nigerians. Use of Ghana card for voter registration. Professor Jampo calls for dialogue. That's a big headline there. Ghanaian Times. Asante warns chiefs, stop double land sales or incur my wrath. This is Asante Otunfo said to the second, sending out that strong warning. Payment for coupons and principles of matured old bonds to begin March 13. I'll get some finance education from Dr. Asai in a short while. The Boku conflict, truth must be told. Final part, it's on page 7. And who gets ready? Commercial airlines to resume flights for March 6. Okay, so what you're talking about in terms of investment.
That's right.
Yes, as at Friday, most of the hotel rooms were booked.
I mean, the process you can get a hotel is to move from, what's the name?
Chito.
Yes. So I had people saying that, look, it's now Chito.
So Ho is booked.
Ho is booked.
Yeah. I spoke with the regional minister on Saturday, said it's booked. It's busy. The Finder. NIA owes creditors $117 million. $65 million has to be paid before it can continue to print cards. And rainstorm and whirlwind destroy HGL rice mill in Adaklu. I saw that too on my way to the area over the weekend. So these are the headlines. Let's talk about money first, the domestic debt exchange issues, because I really want to know what's going on there. If you can just explain to us what it means. So page 12 of today's Ghanaian Times. So the payment of coupons and principals of bondholders who did not participate in the domestic debt exchange program will begin on March 13th. What does that mean?
Well, government give an opportunity for bondholders to exchange their old bonds for new bonds with an extended maturity period and different coupon rates. Those who accepted the deal have new coupons with new timelines, new coupon rates, and the new bonds. Those who did not surrender their old bonds are still holding on to it. So all what it means is that those who held on to their old bonds, government will start paying the coupons and the principals from March 13th.
Whatever was agreed back then, it has not been varied.
No, because you never took advantage of this one.
Are they at a disadvantage, those who held onto the old bonds?
Well, I believe they did their computations, they did their analysis, and they consulted with investment analysts and thought that it was safer holding it up until March 13th. So I cannot say they are at an advantage or they are at a disadvantage. Investment is personal unless you seek an investment advice from a professional. So maybe they seek that advice and it helped them.
So those who exchange their old bonds for the new ones, what is the implication for them?
The implication is that now you cannot hold on to the old bonds again. 2, you have new bonds with new terms, new coupon rates, and new maturity.
Coupon rate in simple English
coupon
is
rate is the interest.
Okay.
Yes. So on bonds we pay coupons. On other investment we pay interest.
Okay.
Short-term investment like overdraft, treasury bills, you earn interest. But on bonds you pay coupons.
Why is there such a high demand for treasury bills now?
Because of the interest rate.
Where are we at right now in terms of interest rate?
I don't know.
30, right?
Yeah, over 30 sort of. So
is that the highest we've had in terms of interest rates for?
In recent times. Except that you see, treasury bill is a short-term security, and you go in for 90-day, 120-day, etc. You get your money, and I'm sure people think that look, instead of investing in bonds for 4 years, 5 years, bond is a long-term security. So, and it will depend on what you are investing the money for. There are some people who invest the money to engage in development projects. Some people would invest the money as a security so that at least they will use it to do something. So the purpose of the investment will determine whether you have to go into short term or long term. And short term is within 1 year. Long term is between 3 years and 5 years. So for the treasury, and then it can also be a financial management strategy because government needs money. So once government comes to the market and the treasury bill rate is very high, why not? People will go in for
because it means we will give government money for them to use, and then government will give us our interest after 90 days.
That's right, after 90 days, 120 days and all. And it's also a way of improving liquidity of banks, because banks would also be in business. Because most people will get this treasury bill through their banks.
Where liquidity means availability of cash.
Availability of cash in their system. And government would also have access to cash to do things for us as a people. So I mean that's how it plays out. So government will start paying from March 13th. Those who held on to their old bonds. Those who decided to exchange it for a new bond, the bond is now tradable and is in the market. And that will be the baseline for the new trading. Okay,
I hope you're enjoying the Finance 101 lectures from Dr. Eric Odron. Once a teacher, always a teacher, all right? Mr. Ribong, so I was always under the impression that in the Ashanti region, chiefs couldn't sell land or double land sales didn't occur. But now I'm hearing that the Asantini is warning chiefs to stop double land sales. That sickness has gone there too?
Yeah, it's not different from the other regions.
But I always had the impression that it did never happen in
fact, I would say with all respect that it's even worse there. And the reason is that, you see, Ashantis revere chiefs a lot. They have power. And with that power, they can do so many things. There are a lot of land cases in the high courts of Kumasi, just as Accra. Yeah, in Accra, you are dealing with families that have land. But in the Akan areas, you deal with chiefs. You understand? And in a big city such as Kumasi, and many Ashanti towns are very big, it means that land is always becoming scarce, becomes a very scarce commodity. And therefore, the chief would want to sell it double, given the conditions if they actually mature. Like, for example, you buy a piece of land. For some time, you are not developing it. Definitely, a new person comes and the chief will be tempted to sell to that person. And
but it's my property.
Ashanti, they have
if I buy land from you and I keep it there for what do you concern you?
No, but it will depend on the lease. The lease, in certain cases.
Okay, so
the lease, they will have the right of
re-entry. And in fact, in reality, once the land is there, vacant, the chief just gets in and then apportions and says, you know that the former Asafohene, was distilled by the Asantehene, all because of land matters. It's because of land matters. Here you don't talk about chiefs because chiefs really don't have land. But in Ashanti, it's so pronounced. So it's not different from other parts of the country.
When the Asantehene says you will incur my wrath if you don't stop selling land to more than one person, what does that mean? What does that mean?
It's a very serious statement. And in Ashanti, that alone is enough to give back the land to the old owners, the previous owners, because for them, everything is the golden stool. So once the occupant of the golden stool says A, everybody in Ashanti must accept A. If he says B, it should be P. So once he has made that statement, I believe that it is in the right direction. It helps reduce cases in the courts, and then it makes the work of the police easier. And then those who have got genuine documents with reference to their lands will begin to sleep and sleep well.
What is the highest form of punishment that the Asantehene can mete out to a chief?
Distillment.
Okay.
That's distillment. And for Ashantis, to be distilled is a very serious humiliation.
How does it work? I mean, have you ever seen it? Have you ever observed a distillment before?
Yes.
How process?
You will be brought before the Asantehene. That is if you are a paramount chief. If you are not a paramount chief, you will be brought before your own paramount chief. But taking it at the level of the Asante, you will be brought before the Asantehene. The charges will be read to you.
Almost like a court.
Like a court. There is pure democracy over there. In fact, pure democracy. That's why Ashantis have this saying, Kronti ne Akwemu. Kronti ene Akwemu.
Meaning?
Kronti refers to the Asafo people, Asafo wing of the Ashanti army. Sorry, Kronti refers to the Bantama wing of the Ashanti army. And then the Akwemu is the Asafo wing. So they say that both together are respected, so that there will be victory. So the moment the Ashanti say continue Akwemu, it means that whatever we are going to do, there will be democracy. That's why CDD copied and they initiated lectures. It's all about democracy. So you will be given an opportunity to defend yourself. You can call witnesses. Others will call witnesses against you. Those who have brought the charges against you will call their witnesses. And it won't take one day. Sometimes it can take 3 months, can even take 1 year. And after the end of it all, Asantehene will pass his judgment. And if it falls, the axe falls on you. Immediately, your sandals are removed.
You'll be called back to the court again. You'll be called back to his presence.
Yes, the trial is in your presence. They remove your sandals.
Who removed the sandals?
Those people behind you, your own ordinary people behind you, because you have lost the case.
Oh, you've been demoted?
Yeah, immediately you lose the case. There are courtiers there, those people who tie their clothes.
Yes, around the place.
Yeah.
They will take your sandals off.
Immediately they take your sandals. They slaughter a sheep to signify the pouring of blood. Those many years it could have been killing of a human being. It's a serious matter. And then your name will be removed. And nobody is supposed to call you Nana again. So if you are Nana Kafui, this time Nana Kafui will be removed, and your private name, the name you had, if it is Mensa, now you will be called Kojo Mensa. Nobody is supposed to call you Nana Kafui. No, it means that they are making a mistake, and it means they are also working against what had been done to you. So it's a big humiliation. And then after that, you are not supposed to be found among your former peers. You are not. When chiefs meet, and then when you go for funeral, Ashantis love funerals a lot. You will sit among the ordinary people, and nobody will call you by that name. Hey, Nana Kafui, no, Kojo Mensa, the previous name that they would choose to call you. So nobody wants that. And in fact, not only chieftaincy, I believe that even with our MPs, where they know that every 4 years your last pan comes to an end, if you are tempted and you lose, see the humiliation associated with it. If you are from Offenso South constituency, you move and go and stay in Accra so that people will not see you again.
It must be really traumatizing for people who have been distilled.
Epic trauma till you die.
Yourself, your family, everybody.
And then also, what the sad aspect of it, depending on the gravity of the offense, your line or your gate, can be closed, depending on, especially if you have stolen or misappropriated stool funds or the gold, the jewels, you understand, trinkets and crown, the gold, if you do things like this, you pilfer it, it means you have robbed the whole state of its eminence.
That is not the end. Socially, if you are going to marry into that family, they will draw your attention to that. Look, this was a family, or this is a family whose chief was this. Don't go there.
Don't go there.
As a Wabomusu, sort of. So it is something that nobody wants to experience. Nobody wants to experience.
So those who are doing this double land sales, they'll begin to start to shake.
They will begin to set up. Not long ago, and that's the truth. Asafo told me that when I come here and I'm saying the truth, I should say the truth because it will be on what do you call it? Forever, on record forever. So I should say the truth. I should never mince it with anything. That not long ago, when the other chief, Bantamahine, appeared before the Asantehene, it was about land sales, and he had to go prostrate to plead with the Asantehene.
Lie down on the ground.
Yes, and that is what exactly took place. So to be distilled is something that nobody would want to countenance. But in other parts of the country where you don't have an individual at the top like the Asantehene, then when you decide to distill the person, he will fight you up to the Supreme Court and use that to buy time till he dies on the stool. In Ashanti, you can't have that because it goes straight to the level of the Ashanti, and that is where it will end. And mind you, in the case of Ashanti chieftaincy matters, nobody in the Ashanti region has the right to resort to the Judicial Committee of the House of Chiefs. No. When this Asante Hene became the Asante Hene, he made it as a law, as a decree, that all Ashanti chieftaincy cases pending in the courts as established under the Constitution should be brought to his palace. So that is where it ends. And it helps speed up trials over there. Yeah, you don't have that
unnecessary delays.
Yes, with lawyers saying this and these technicalities, so that the chief continues to be there. No, you can't have that. You can't have that in Ashanti.
Dive into history and traditional law and the ins and outs of distillment, the things you learn on the breakfast show. You will go from a Sajajajete to possible distillment of chiefs.
Nana Kafui, chief of Kumasi Anwaga.
One time.
And you know that the chief of Anwaga in Kumasi,
yes,
the chief of Anwaga in Kumasi is a member of the Kumasi Traditional Council.
Yes.
Yes, so that the organization is excellent. The Fanti chief is there, the Zima chief, the Hunter chief, the Dagomba. Everybody sits with the Asante Hene.
It's a commonwealth.
It's a commonwealth. Everybody sits with the Asante Hene. And I believe it's the beauty of it. And other areas, if they can copy, would just help the country to come together. After all, that is what we need.
Exactly. And just because it's a very cosmopolitan area, so you have people from all parts of Ghana living and working there and considering themselves as part of the...
Nobody is bigger than the other when they meet over there.
Indeed.
Only the Asante Hene is bigger.
Wonderful. We'll be getting messages pretty soon on breakfast, 28th February 2023, 75 years on from the Christiansborg Crossroads shooting. And, closer to home, probably a 45-minute flight away is when you get to Lagos, and then all the other states in Nigeria, 36 of them.
But if I should also ask you, on behalf of Sergeant Ajete's grandson, that between now and the end of March, the Heritage Month, what can you do? What can we all do to raise something to support the gentleman?
Indeed.
If you can think about that, then we use the entire month of March
to put our
raise
attention
something
there.
And then give to the family. I believe there could be somebody who could have become a lawyer, doctor, or somebody like Dr. Siam, but for the death of Sergeant Ajete, Atipo and Odate. And we should also locate their graves before the end of March.
That is best. I couldn't find them. But we'll still
those who are watching, wherever you know that the two are buried, please let us know.
We'll try and find them. Yes, and rehabilitate the whole memory, and because we cannot allow heroes. Yes, you see now.
We can get that.
We can get that. Okay, all right. Over to Thelma, who has our messages on the last day of February.
Yes, the last day of the month of love, but not the last day of love. So we are still sharing a lot of love. We are also sharing love with our brothers and sisters in Nigeria. So we are standing with you in peace and solidarity, and we are sending you all the good vibes from one democracy to another. Okay. All right. So these are our WhatsApp messages: 05555610334. We are looking to honor our heroes. And there's a suggestion on the board. I want to start with that. Yesterday, the Veterans Administration of Ghana told us they have not been able to locate the burial place of Corporal Atipo or Private Odate Lamte. But they did tell us that there was a memorial that was erected in honor of Corporal Patrick Atipo, and someone just nicely sent us a link. And so that's at Kpota in Anyako. They mounted this cenotaph to honor Corporal Atipo. So we are celebrating those three gallant ex-servicemen today on the show, 28th February. More messages coming on the screen.
We haven't talked about this one, so just jump away from that.
No, bonds. Have we talked about bonds? Bonds knowledge sharing to citizens of Ghana is most welcome as public adult education, since many Ghanaians don't understand the ongoing timeline with the Finance Minister, Dr. Eric Odrosan. Please answer this question. So the hear from Alhaji Dauda is that there are lots of people who don't understand. So adult education, we have it in different languages on GTV.
Yeah.
So there will be a lot of focus on some of those topical issues that matter to everyone as a Ghanaian. Lots of national issues on there as well.
Maybe
Dr. Sai, would you like?
What language can you speak in adult education? Ghana. So yeah, we can. So
okay,
we can
we'll throw it. We'll throw
adult education in Ghana. You cannot talk about bonds. How do you say bond in Ghana?
On adult education.
How do you say bond in Ghana? Bond there.
We don't say bond there. Why do you add air to
No, we can add it. Like a bond there.
A bond there. Good morning, Kapa. I love this show. I'm always sad when I have morning shifts. Collins from Akotia. Collins, just grab your phone, grab your tablet, your WhatsApp. We are even on WhatsApp because we share some of our links there. Just follow the link. Open it on your Facebook, GTV Ghana, and social media handles. We are streaming everywhere. So don't be late to work, but if you go and mention our names, we will deny. Okay, so someone is liking your outfit, Kafui, and he says, Mr. Anoche has inspired me to study more history. He's always a delight to watch. You look amazing as well. Thank you, Debbie. Trisha is saying good morning to us. Let me go to the bottom so those who sent their messages earlier don't feel left out. Good morning, Kaf and team. Please, that tomb of the late general is a national treasure and should have been a tourism site. But just like many, we leave them to rot. Their souls are haunting the nation. This is from one of the people who are watching us. Good morning, Kaf.
We haven't gone.
We haven't even talked about what Parliament is doing, but we understand that the EC chair will be in the House today to talk about, to explain their position that the Ghana card should be the sole registration document. People are sending
that's a school thing. Yeah, there was something on schools. We talked about schools, the one before.
Okay, so since you have the history expert on board, please ask him why the enormous efforts of Power Grant have been almost left out of our history. I deserve some to be on a new banknote. Okay, someone thinks Power Grant should be on a banknote. Otherwise, change our Big 6 to Big 7. He died just before independence, but other countries remember fallen heroes. So why don't we?
Well, he has a university name for
historical question.
It was a suggestion by the president that the Takwa University should be named after him.
Okay. How can you ask a student to bring 1 kg detergent, 1 big size Dettol, 1 big size power zone, including 20-watt bulb? Na emu praye krade. My tree reading is not the best. If you give me gun reading, I'll flow. But tree, so lawyer can. And the annoying part is they will tell you what they want. Government and GES are behaving like a husband who clearly cannot care for his children, but insists the wife should not support him and that he will do everything himself.
What an analogy.
This one, the husbands and now they are all thinking, really. Good morning. Enjoy your program. Great insight from your guest, Rhoda Kennedy. Thank you for sending that to us. I believe the state should sponsor the movie industry to do a movie with the whole history of our independence. That will be nice and educating. Benny Sousua from
Someone's actually done an animated movie on the 28th February Crossroads shooting.
Yes,
we'll be getting something on
that. We'll be getting some information on that pretty shortly. Kate from Tema. Good morning, my brother. So, in our dear Ghana, everything we do is to be disabled with problems. NIA problem, SIM card, BASA, SHS placement. Yama, we have the men. Where are the men? Kate is asking. Dr. Sai, the SHS admissions is not as smooth as you are saying. Some, is it 100,000 kids have still not been placed, including mine. Mark sent this from Spentex. Mark, have you been to the placement centers to try and get some help? Because there could be some help available for you. The EC boss, especially anticipating what will happen in Parliament today, set to appear before Parliament to answer questions, and these are the fundamental questions that Ghanaians expected to answer, what necessitated the need to introduce the new CI. So those conversations are also ongoing. CAF, I don't think we need a celebration of the 6th March, looking at our current economic situation. So that's someone's thoughts also there. Did I miss a green? I think I did. Oh, there's a photo. Okay, I don't know what that photo is. Good morning to you and the panelists. Now that the Super King Asantehene has spoken, let's see how some of the corrupt chiefs would behave and face the consequences. So they're talking about Asantehene and his admonition to chiefs about selling land. It's so disheartening to see the graveyard of a hero like Sergeant Adjete being turned into a playground. In my opinion, these should happen. Exhume and rebury his remains at the military cemetery with the right markings. Renovate and rename the school where he is currently resting after him. Indeed, a nation that does not honor its heroes is not worth dying for. Dinkra, speaking all our thoughts, I think I can confidently say from Imprayeso. Daniel, good morning, BFS. Honoring our heroes today, ex-servicemen, hashtag 28 February, hashtag GTV breakfast. This is a picture. So they are sending us, are we resourcing the government to run the free SHS? Car duster. One carton, A4 paper, one rim, board markers, etc. The ministry needs to educate the public on what they are not supposed to buy and stop telling us they want to investigate.
We need to now investigate some of the list, the prospectuses that are going out. Yes, we need to know. We want to know what is on the prospectus.
And if it is approved by the GE.
Yes, so please, you can send them. You can take a picture of the prospectus and send it to us on GTV breakfast show 055-556-1034. Just send us a prospectus, a picture of it. We want to see what people are asking for.
That's interesting. Someone is saying, the 1 cedi and 2 cedi notes should be brought back because the way things are going is not. 1 cedi is equal to 10,000, but that's not happening. Things are really expensive. When people want to give change these days, sometimes it's a struggle because they have to round up to the nearest 5. Because if there's a struggle to get the 1 and the 2, so more of the coins should be put in the system now that the paper is being withdrawn, so that prices do not go up.
But most Ghanaians don't like coins. When they're giving you change in coins, they even apologize. They say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have price."
It's legal tender. It's money. You can take $1 million in coins to the bank. Don't take it. They have to count everything. And put it in. Hi, BFS. Since government is not focusing on raising the electronic system of collecting tolls and property rates can boost government revenue instead of increment of existing taxes. Michael is sending us that from Ashalaja. Good morning. So someone, let me go to the top. Good morning to CAF and your honorable guests. If this is how best we as a country celebrate the selfless efforts of our heroes, what would motivate us to sacrifice our lives for our beloved country, Ghana? If our current leadership do not rise up to do the needful, they shall be treated the same way in future.
The district and the assembly in that area, they should be very concerned. Why citing schools around the disused cemetery, and then you have a rubbish collection point also there. So you have rubbish collection, you have a school, 7 schools, all the way to GHS. And then you have the remains old cemetery. They don't bury people there anymore. And you saw some really old graves there, and children dancing on top of people's graves. I'm sure.
For that.
But every year we go there, Dr. Last year we were there, it was exactly the same.
Would have to
you have to look sharp, man.
Yes.
Last year we were there, it was exactly the same. Okay. So the concerns, worth noting. Good morning, CAF Lady T and Val. Please, not getting notifications from you again. Oh, why? Are you following us? Turn on the notification bell and pin our chat to the top of your WhatsApp list.
Exactly.
So that every time we share something, you are likely to get it. Because if you are like CAF and you have plenty chat, we'll get to the bottom. So we'll be up on the notifications for you again. We'll look for you specifically. Good morning. Ghana Power all these years passed away and they are now searching for the graveyards of Corporal Tipo and Private Udati. When J.J. Rawlings went all the way to Guinea to exhume the remains of Nkrumah for proper burial, why didn't he add on to search for the remains of these ex-soldiers in the 80s?
It was not J.J. Rawlings. 1972, J.J. Rawlings was not the head of state.
No.
It was General who brought the remains.
Thank you. So you see, the historian is here. Me, I wouldn't have been able to fact check.
But at least to a very high extent, substantially, he's right.
Yes.
That if we can go outside, to bring someone.
So
what about the one here?
Exactly so.
Yeah. So back to the education issue. Some SHSs give some prospectus that some items are useless. The government needs to see to that. Newton Black, send us a picture, is what CAF is asking for, so that we know, we put some perspective on what you're saying. Yes. For me, I'm in support of the Ghana card for voting. Some were opposing their followers not to register. What a country. Obosika from Burma Camp. CAF, if there's any more messages, I will be here to read them. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Thelma, for your messages. 055-556-1034. We are calling for the prospectuses. Yes. So make sure, just send it to us. We want to see exactly what is on. Okay, so we're going to keep it fits nicely into today's theme, 28th of February 2023, 75 years of the Crossroads. And by the way, there's a story called 28th, the Crossroads. And one of our colleagues, Jay Gabra, is out and about, and he has met, he's going to be chatting with the CEO of Parables Animation Africa, Cyril Jones Aban, on his project to bring history alive through animation, focusing on 28th February. Jay, good morning. What's going on?
Good morning, Kafi. Welcome to Parables Animation Studios right here in Accra. Everybody loves a good story, and despite how integral storytelling is, you realize for most of our lives, we don't have stories honoring our heroes, especially when it comes to movies and the like. The only real life fictional portrayal of Kwame Nkrumah I've ever seen was on a Netflix series, The Crown. Then again, when it comes to acting, those of us in the industry, we wonder when we ever do or stage a story about our heroes who have long passed. Cecil has been doing his best for a number of years now. He's been bringing us the story of the 28th February Crossroads, and today is quite compelling. Today is the day that we honor our heroes. Unfortunately, like you showed us earlier, Sergeant Ajite's grave, which is a very, very sad sight, and we can't even find the graveyard of even the rest of them. So at this point, I would just like to invite the CEO of Parables Animation Studios. Then he tells us why he embarked on this project and what he seeks to achieve. Cecil, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you.
Today is the 28th, so 75 years ago, we were talking about the Christian Borg shootings. How does it feel?
Well, for me, I can't even express the feeling, knowing that we've created something that can mark this day, that can let children know that this actually happened. Because I realize that if we don't put it in writing or publish it, nobody will know such a thing happened. And so for the children, I think we've done something that is awesome for them to learn about their history. And I feel very great that this is an actual thing that happened, and we've actually been able to publish it in filmmaking.
Yeah. You find that in Ghana, we don't do that a lot. Yes. And so how long has it been like this project? How long did it take you to get to completion?
Okay, so this project took about 9 months to complete. It could have taken longer, but we had quite a number of people who came on board to support us. And 9 months included, the script writing, and then the voicing and the voice acting, and then the drawing, the animation itself. And so it was quite tedious because it's a feature film. And producing a feature film is quite different from producing short kind of things. So putting all of these things together over this period of time was quite challenging, but the passion to do it was there. So the passion overrode everything, and by the grace of God, we managed to finish it up and launch it last year.
But your choice of work, instead of maybe doing a feature film itself, you decided to use animation. Why animation?
Because it's what we do. This is how we communicate and we share our stories. And we are animators, we are artists. And so we decided that this is the way. And also realize that this is something that children really enjoy. If you watch, they're learning a lot from cartoons. They're learning a lot of the animated cartoons from the foreign ones that we are aware of. So we felt like, look, if you want to tell some of these stories and preserve them, let's also package them in a way that they love, the kind of thing that they love to see. And then use that as a tool to communicate our history, our culture, our tradition. So that's the idea behind this. They love cartoons, so let's produce the cartoons that they want to see, and something that reflects them. Once they see they are speaking their local language, it's kind of something that makes them quite excited and they want to see. So even when we relaunched it and people were watching it, we realized that they were very super excited to see cartoons, drawings, speaking Ghana language, speaking trees, speaking fancy, and they were able to see their culture, the way they dress inside. So
wonderful work by Cyril Aban, bringing history to life and making it accessible to the PlayStation generation, the 21st century generation who take noodles over kenke. This is something that will appeal to them.
Yeah.
Mr. Frimpong, don't you think so? I mean, this is how we should make history relevant.
It will stick forever.
Yes. Yeah, it's a wonderful thing to do. So congratulations to Cyril. Africa, who have put together our history and made it an animated. I wish I could get to watch this with my children today, you know, on this day like this. Yeah. Thelma, do you have any more messages?
Yeah, I have a few. I think it's a fantastic idea that it should be today.
Yes. Perfect day to show it.
And make it a big open place. People can bring as many children as we can. We are not European, so we don't have 1, 2, 3 children.
Yeah.
We have godchildren and cousins, and just bring the whole family together, grandparents, and everyone will be sharing their stories. There may be somebody who was there. Someone has sent you a picture of a prospectus. So I'm saying that the usual ones that I saw in my time, you know, the plates and the cutleries and the blanket and sleeping cloths. So I'm guessing, hey, why shopping power? It's like they've plenty. I think those are the ones they've got already. So they've got the vest and all those.
Click on it, it will get bigger.
Okay, so
zoom it, you can
play. Tools for work is what we are interested in, isn't it?
Let's look at it.
One long scrubbing brush.
Read them for me. Yes.
One cutlass. Sharpened crocodile machete or more brand only. Don't go and bring any unknown cutlass.
Any langa.
We don't want any of those. One long plastic broom and one short local broom. So in my house we call it choblock a block a cake. The long one is the choblock and the short one. 2 car dusters.
For what?
Are you in the school?
But you do a car dusters for car.
Tables.
No, but you can use it as a rag as well. Right. So it can be used for that. One mop and mop bucket, 1 kg washing powder, 1 liter Parazone, naphthalene ball, camphor, medium sachets. They are very specific.
I see.
Desert Lion insecticide. This one I haven't seen some before.
Hey.
Really?
20-meter nylon drying line. Don't come and assume there's drying line for you to be
go back. There's more. No, just bring it down. No.
Okay. One. I'm trying
open
to
it.
No,
let's see if the second one will pop up. Okay. Akesha oil is in. Look, listen. There's Akesha 500 ml. Hand gloves and WC brush. Liquid soap 2 liters. Disinfectant.
Binding 20.
I know.
But what? Everybody has to come with a WC brush.
Yes.
Do you have your own toilets?
2 packs of disposable razor blades.
Is it one student, one toilet? Why do I have to come with a toilet brush?
So that you can clean the toilet.
No, me. And where do I keep it?
There are many people, and so they get through.
No. They collect everything.
Keep all of it in the
school. Let's analyze this. Let's analyze this. If you have 100 students or 40 students in a dormitory, everybody comes with a WC brush.
Remember there are day students too.
No, everybody comes with a WC brush.
That's right.
They keep it
for
in
what?
The school store.
The school must have their own WC brush. No, it doesn't make sense. What's more? Slide it up.
Oh no, this one's padlock, ceremonial cloth, and the other T-shirt, black shoe, flat.
I never took a WC brush when I was going to secondary school. Did you take one?
No.
That's where we are.
Maybe we didn't have a WC.
That's where we are.
Click the X.
That's where we are. So
please, keep sending
someone has sent you, as you said,
ask your question. Another one has come.
And they just said, so there's a message that came with the pictures they sent. Good morning, I'm enjoying your program this morning. Thank you very much. I'm staying at Kaswa. My sister has this, any great God. 23, my mom's workout. I'm not quite sure where this is going. Help my mom's work, because I don't know what you're trying to say. But then we've seen the list that you sent to us. Good morning. Thanks for making today a unique day with Parables Animation Africa. Thank you as well. There are more pictures coming in.
Yes, open it.
Okay. Righties. So I'm seeing toiletries for personal use. It's pretty standard. Raincoat or an umbrella. Torchlight. These seem pretty standard.
Yeah. Where's the electric pressing iron? Go up and see it. No.
Can everybody
come down?
We're here. Raincoat, mattress, trunk, water bottle, slippers, pesticides, native sandals.
Keep sliding.
That one. With 3 pins. 1 electric pressing iron with 3 pins. School bag, lunch bag. Yeah, these are also pretty standard. Let's see if the next one is.
That's the one you're on. Yeah.
It's not quite clear.
The third one.
1 ream of official sheet, 1 pack of whiteboard markers, 1 ream of A4 sheet, Parazone.
Ream of A4 sheet.
Car duster. They specified cotton. They want the cotton one. None of these other ones that don't absorb water.
The third one.
More. Okay. Going to slide.
Open it up for us. Click and spread.
So there are some compulsory items, the BEC, your results slip and all that. Textbooks, I'm seeing books. Red dress, sleeveless, something. All these attires is what I'm seeing. This may have been the interesting bit, and perhaps that's what they gave to us here, which contained the rim and all that. So this is what someone else has sent to us, and we'll see if there's any more.
Make it smaller, then the X will come. Yeah, and I'll click the X.
You see?
Yeah.
See? Technology.
Any more coming through?
Technology.
More images.
Let's see. Cover girls, you are on the board. Oh.
Wow, it's like a church bulletin.
When they say tools for work, you know
Please
that.
listen for us, for those who can't see the screen.
Local broom with dustpan, one long handle sweeping brush, one sealing brush, one sharpened cutlass, one rake, one gutter brush with handle, one wooden scrubbing brush, one standing mop with bucket, one used towel for mopping floor, one yellow car duster. This one is color specific. One washing powder, 2 kg. There was another list that said 1 kg. This one is 2 kg. One big size detergent, any of the following, and they've given some options there. 1 gallon of liquid soap.
Man.
So other important items.
I need to just...
Big size padlock. Sandals, school bag, lunch bag, sanitizer, stationery, and the rest follow. Padlock is on other important items because
I still don't get the WC brush thing, man. Why should I come to school with a WC brush? Did any of you take a WC brush to school? Anybody here? Anybody take WC brush? Toilet brush for cleaning toilets?
But they need to clean the toilets.
Yeah, but why should I have to bring it to school? Why doesn't the school have some?
But the school will only have some if it puts the bill somewhere. If someone pays for it. And in this case, that's...
Do you go to a hotel if you want WC brush?
Because you're paying for the service. Because the hotel has charged you, so you're paying for
in any case,
So you see here, the students are not paying for any service. You understand? And so the school doesn't have the money. The question you are asking should rather go to the government. That if the government supplies the schools with the WC brushes you are talking about, then they will not make the student to bring them.
But how many toilets are in the toilet for you to have all these? If you have 500 students, you're going to have 500 brushes.
Because you can't ask one student to bring and all the others not to bring. So everybody should.
Everybody must bring. And
where will you keep all these things?
They have a school store there.
There's a store that receives them when you arrive.
They receive them, and each house has
school
a
nature.
Yes.
Really?
You've been out of school for a long time.
They have.
Let's continue with some of those. Do I hear the man in your studio claiming that Asantehene at the time was the one who asked Nkrumah to secede from UGCC and form his own party? Yet, courtesy of Nkrumah's engagement, my family, like several other stores in Asantehene, is split along political lines, with each vying for installment till date. With due respect, he should cross-check his narrative again. Dego. Is it?
Do I respond?
Dego is the one who...
Would you like to?
I would like to tell him that Asantehene had a hand in it, and that was one of the reasons why he gave Nkrumah the title Osajefo. It was Osayajiman Prempeh II, and it was because the powerful Ashanti Youth Association, that time led by Krobodise, Araram Ponsa, Victor Owusu, consciously, with the permission of Asantehene, had to support Kwame Nkrumah. And if I should go further, because we are saying the truth, Asantehene was interested in having a non-Akim and a Zimmerman to become the first president or first prime minister, other than J.B. Dankwa and Achim Ebuakwa man, based on history.
So that's your response. Jamila joins. Good morning, GTBFS. You guys are doing a great job. I school in Nigeria, but all this list, none. The school buy it, and even in government schools. But I'm surprised I have to buy marker for the teacher to write on the board after paying the fees. Frank, good morning, GTV team. Good work by Parables Animations. I need to watch this wonderful picture. Listen, how do I get... It's true. We are all asking the same question. Jay will find some answers for
but
us.
go to Facebook.
So we'll follow,
Facebook.
we'll follow them, and then you can go and ask the questions on your behalf. Hello, Godfred. Godfred is really enjoying our show from WA. I think Parables Animation Africa should be compensated because this is really wonderful and memorable. People are talking politics and we are talking history as well. I'm enjoying this shower. Is it the
No,
the
he's enjoying a shower. He's enjoying,
the shower, is it the standing one or the tub one?
He said, I haven't received my prospectus.
Enjoying the show.
No, it's a shower. We'll send in the prospectus.
commandment should come. Don't do that.
Laminated. We send him a laminated prospectus.
Dance
so he can enjoy his shower.
Lord, don't mind coffee. Lord, don't mind coffee.
We will laminate your prospectus for you and send it to you. You can enjoy it in the shower while you are reading about WC brushes and markers and A4 ream. Why are children buying A4 ream for the? Why are they buying A4 ream? Why are they coming to school with A4 ream?
For printing.
But why?
Maybe for their own personal use.
Why are we turning the children into supplies? The children are supplying the schools.
Well,
am I mad in getting angry about this? Why should the children supply the school with supplies?
The school needs the supplies to function.
But I thought it was free SHS.
Yes, it's free.
Yeah, so why are they buying A4 ream for
Maybe for
the
their
school?
personal use.
No, but
it may be for their personal use. Maybe.
A4 ream?
Maybe.
You bought A4 ream when you went to secondary school?
But I finished secondary school ages ago, almost 20 years.
How about those who finished school recently? Did you buy A4 ream?
So the syllabus may have changed. So now it may be a requirement that they need.
Please, let's not agree on some of these things, man. If it's wrong,
That's right. Yeah.
I'm still freaked out about the WC brushes, man. if your school has a population of 2,000, it means you're going to have 2,000 brushes.
Yes, and it's not just the first years who bring some of these items. Sometimes continuing years may also bring.
So there's going to be a house full of WC brushes.
Every school has a store.
And they have a number of houses, Calf. So
and each
maybe
house
you have 12
gets
houses.
supply.
Yes, each house.
Well, how many toilets do you have, really?
They have a number of toilets in the house.
2,000 toilets?
Not.
Listen, let me read my messages. Hello, Kamgu. I'm really enjoying the show live from ABK. We shouldn't forget the needful corrections pointed out by our great historians. An opportunity for us to know what really happened. I really love this beautiful animation. This is what needs to be promoted, not.
Dot.
I'm with you on the.
More prospectuses. Please send the prospectuses.
And your honorable thingers. I'm enjoying the show. Honestly, the schools use pit latrine. So why the toilet? Oh.
Thank you very much.
Some of the schools
Some of the schools use pit latrine. So where from the toilet brush? That's a great point.
They are hopeful that they might get.
That's right. So we need to get a prospectus from a school that uses pit latrine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
For the school prospectus things, don't go there. I saw one with chamber pot in the list. Oboska from Bemaka.
It's
This
getting
one
ridiculous
now it's becoming something else. Okay, so sending shouts to people that you know. Good morning, Kaf. Still talking about using the Ghana card for voting. He said that for voting, it will prevent a lot of people from voting because they struggle to get the card. Didn't work. Typical example is my wife and my daughter did the same day, but their cards didn't come up. So to date, let us use the voter ID. Thanks. So if you're already registered and you don't have to go and re-register. That's what the EC is telling us. It's for those who have turned 18 and are now going to register for the first time for their names to be added to the roll. They are the people who need to get the Ghana card, and that's what the EC chair would perhaps be answering on the floor of Parliament today. More messages coming in. Papa Solo, please. Then who built the Nkrumah Museum? If it wasn't Rollins, who brought the remains of Nkrumah? Educate me.
The mausoleum was built by...
The mausoleum...
Rollins built the museum.
Telma.
Yes.
The mausoleum.
Yeah, mausoleum was built by Rollins. Rollins did not bring the remains of Nkrumah from Guinea.
Ghana.
No, he brought it from Nkrofo, his village, to Accra.
Yes.
So just settle yourself.
Atampan brought it from Guinea to Ghana, and Rollins moved it from Nkrofo to Accra.
So he was buried 3 times. The only leader in history to have enjoyed that.
Was that
I wonder whether it's an enjoyment.
Or to suffer that.
DCB, it would be nice for you to show this history animation during the and where do we get it for our family? On this issue of prospectus, these items are collected every year. So, for example, this year group has 800 students. The following year, another 800 will bring same items. So the question is, what happens to all these items year after year? Please, in Tema School, we were using them. Okay.
I'm still worried. I'm still freaked out about the WC brushes, man. For me, that's it. Yeah.
Notifications, wahala.
Yes,
okay,
more
we'll sort it out. Tony is saying, please understand that the school campus is a new home for the students. So note, whatever the students use at home, they will use the same things at the school, and for that, they must send them to school. Thanks. Okay. So Tony has given us.
So what happened to the poor kids? Who? How do they buy all this stuff?
Somebody has answered.
Cafe. I think some of these items will be kept in the store, and after they will share or sell. Mostly the headmasters have their own store in town, so they send some of this to sell.
Yes.
This is a big,
their wives would say.
accusation. Okay. CAF is making a very important argument on the prospectus. Please, let's take him serious. Parents are suffering. Things are hard. Good morning, Ellen from Tamale. My sister sent the son to school yesterday, and they said she should buy the A4 rim. Okay, so let's ask GS some of these questions. Good morning, GTV. FOCAP, please invite an officer from the Ministry of Education and Ghana Education Service, and probably one of the heads from the very senior high schools to answer the whys.
Thank you.
The heads from the schools would have to be given permission to speak.
They will not come. You better invite Charles.
They would not speak. So perhaps
yes, the conference
Charles.
of heads
Yeah,
and sisters.
yeah.
Good morning, BFS. I'm enjoying your show this morning. You're doing a great job. Clifford, watching live from Latebiokoshi in Accra. Nana Edu says, my school squashed the semester examination because there was no materials for examination. The heads have a right to take the A4 sheets to help the students. You see, so this is an argument
So
being presented.
So you are paying for your own environmental, your own examination.
So more messages, perhaps the last one for now.
All right.
Kafi, nothing is free for this SHS, only tuition fee.
Thank you so much. We need to flip over because we're taking
the live feed,
and the Vice President has
This
arrived.
has been our show.
So, gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you
so much, Thelma.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Osai. Thank you, Mr. Frimpong. Thank you, all of you. You're watching GTV Breakfast. We're switching over for the 75th anniversary commemoration of the Christiansborg Crossroads shooting. You are watching GTV